Good morning, it's Cail. I'm going to try and do a live stream here, set up out here in the living room. Again, still potty training the puppy. It's a cloudy day, the light's a little low in here, but I'll just have to do the best I can. I do have my light pad on underneath here. Today I am working on the Seraphina. It's a Diamond Art Club kit. And if you have a project, just work along with me. WIP is work in progress. And that is what I'm going to do. So hopefully the dogs are sleeping and it'll be quiet. No trucks will come down the street and all that good stuff. Turn on some Spotify tunes. Get that going. I can hear the fish tank gurgling in the background. So I've been working. I finished the other section that I had. So that was the upper right corner. I finished that just a little bit ago. And then I just flipped the canvas around so I can get to this section over here. And I did the Y symbol so far on this section. And since I'm working in kind of an odd way, since I'm out in the living room, hopefully I like stay in frame what I'm doing and so on and so forth. And nobody starts like massively barking, you know, just gonna see how well I can work this out. So I'm gonna try and put this over here and then get started. So hope you all are having a good morning. While I'm at it, before I even like get crazy, let me like double check that we're live. Your stream quality is good. Okay. Stay good. And there are hopefully the cars going up and down the street. There won't be too many of those. So let's talk about potty training a puppy. What an irritating process to go through. It's nothing like people, like training your child. Because, well, at least like when you have your baby, it's in a diaper for the most part. You know, or I guess, whatever they call them, pull-ups. Why is my voice wrecked up? Allergies. Drink some water. Oh Lord. Excuse me. Golly. So anyway, so with a human baby, you have a diaper. With a dog, with a puppy, you don't have that. So she was doing real good for a couple days. And then yesterday, I think it was in the morning, she went poo on the carpet, which I put in the living room. I normally don't have it here, but sometimes in the winter I'll bring it in and put it like under the coffee table, because the floor gets kind of chilly because we're on a slab foundation. So she went on the carpet. I was like, oh, okay. Put her on the pad, said, no, this is where you go. Again. And she had been peeing in there, like, fine. And she'd actually been going poo in there without even me, like, bringing her over there. So I don't know what that was. Just a little accident, I guess. And, I was like, okay, good. So then this morning, and she did fine like the rest of the day. But this morning, she was sleeping. I have this fluffy purple bed for them that they can just kind of lay on and play on, whatever, instead of being on the hard floor. So she got up, and normally, while she's, you know, doing her good potty training moments, she'll walk over to her little kennel thingy and go in there and go on the pad. But this morning, she decided that she was just going to kind of come over here in the corner by the sofa and just be right there. I'm like, really? Seriously? You were doing so good. What happened? So I guess I'll just have to keep at it and have to stream as best I can. So my apologies in case something like weird happens, like dogs start barking or whatever. So we've been awake since 3:30 because hubby is going in a little bit earlier. He's getting some overtime. That's nice. And he hates sitting around in the morning. Like once he wakes up, he just wants to get started doing whatever he's got to do. And so normally they're kind of awake, and every once in a while they'll play like while he's here in the morning getting ready, like after they have breakfast, because they eat, you know, when we get up. So when he leaves, it gets quiet again because I'm quiet, and then they go back to sleep. Oh, here comes the sun, yay. It's coming in the front living room window. So if I brighten this up a little bit. So they've been sleeping since about 5. Other than like when the puppy woke up to go pee on the carpet, thanks. But she went back to sleep. And then the other one, Rosie, she's sleeping next to her, and the other two, let's see, one's on the back side of the couch, and the other one's down in the purple bed. So we'll see how long it lasts. I can try and like mute fairly quickly if somebody decides they're gonna like bark or whatever, but the mailman doesn't come this early in the morning and it's not trash day, so it should be fairly quiet. Hopefully. Where do I have 4 on here? So right now I'm working, this is her arm. If you look at like the image on the screen, you can see that they're angels on the left, the far left one. Working on her arm where she has these little tattoos. Cute. So I was going to put Artemide and the Love Bunny, which is done. You can check those videos out when I work on that. In the bathroom, but I was maybe thinking of putting this one in there instead. Might fit better. You know what? Oh gosh, what I'll probably do is give the Artemide and the Love Bunny away to somebody. Might look nice, like in a little girl's room. It's a lot of pink. I mean, I love the unicorn and I love doing it, but I don't know if it really actually would go in my wall. So yesterday I was holding Rosie, and I kind of saw like a little dark spot on her tummy, and she just got fixed. So I was like, what is going on down there? So I kind of flipped her over. She didn't like that. And I was like, let mommy look. And it seemed like her wound, which had seemingly gotten better. You know, the incision where they fixed her was worse. I'm like, that doesn't look good. And I didn't realize that when she got her stitches taken out, this is how good my husband communicates with me. I didn't realize that she still had an internal stitch, a dissolvable stitch. Well, apparently it wasn't dissolving. And so it was, you know, starting to get infected. And so they're like, yeah, that's got to come out. So he ran her up to the vet. And they're so great. They just see us like on spur of the moment for the most part in situations like that. Even though they're usually booked, they're pretty busy. He's a good vet. So went there, took out that stitch, and then they put a staple. It looks like a metal staple, and then she has to go back whenever and get that, I guess next week, and get that taken out. So the nurse, the vet tech or whatever she is, told my husband, make sure that she doesn't try and pull it out. And I'm like, okay, first of all, she's a puppy. She's like a year old. And she runs around and she plays. And now that I have the other puppy, they play together. So I'm supposed to watch these two maniacs running around and try and make sure that she's not going to, like, you know, mess with it, or the other puppy's not going to mess with it. Because I did catch Misty licking Rosie's tummy. I was like, oh, no. Don't do that. So, yeah. But they said, yeah, it's okay if she licks it, she'll clean it. I'm like, that's great. But how do I stop the, you know, how can I just, So I'm going to have to, I guess, keep a close eye on her just to make sure that she's not messing with it and trying to pull it out. Okay. I'm going to move this. I've got a piece of release paper right here. Let's see if there's more. Yeah, there's more up here. Try not to knock anything over. So I was trying to figure out when I was setting things up. Well, I brought everything out last night. Brought the little TV tray table over from the sunroom. Blah, blah, blah. Get the lights and all this other nonsense to get everything set up. And I was just like, oh my god. Because it makes the living room like really cluttered. And both he and I despise clutter. Like, we're just not into it. And I'm like, sorry, it's just gonna have to be that way until she's potty trained. You know, we're gonna have to just be patient. And when she's done, she's done. And so this morning I was trying to figure out all the exposure and zooming and, you know, should I have the coffee table down? Because the upper part of this coffee table lifts up. So it kind of, like, it's on a hinge and you just lift it up. So it becomes like a little table you can eat at. And so at first I had it down and then like, nah, I don't want to be leaning over. That's going to get uncomfortable. And then I lifted it up and then I'm like, oh, the camera's too close. Let me test it out. So that's why I was diamond painting earlier and I was like, oh, I hit the camera. It was just this like logistical nightmare. It's like, oh, it's so much easier in my office. So much easier. What did I go through for this dog? And she has no idea. That happens. I haven't even tested my little chat thing. I don't worry about it. I will check the frames though, just to make sure, because of that. Now I'm all paranoid. Ever since the day that I was streaming, and it said I was streaming, but I actually was not streaming. I was like so over it. Your stream quality is good. Okay. Good to know. Okay, let's see here. So obviously this kind of like, it's like an off-white color is like the outer part of her arm, and then this symbol here, all this is white. I think it's 38.65. Yeah. Okay, I think that's it for that one. So anyhow, so hopefully I have everything where it's at least workable, doable, looks okay, sounds okay. You know, it's not going to be perfect, of course. And I'm at a weird height from on the sofa to the coffee table. It's kind of awkward because the table's like a little high. Make sure I didn't fling any of those anywhere. And I feel like I'm sitting like low, so I might get this cushion. Let me just sit on this. That's better. I'm higher up. Ugh, that was uncomfortable. Okay, so let's see. What do I want to do next? So these dark circles here is black. So we got major black and white contrast going on there. I do this little T. This is my favorite color, 550. Okay, I hear my neighbor. Ooh. Started her car up. It's probably going to work. Yeah, she's going to work. Something I don't have to do. Hoo-hoo. I mean, retiring kind of, you know, took a chunk out of our income, obviously. But I just couldn't, I just couldn't take it, being in the office. Bless you, my dog just sneezed. That was Lily. She's the one that's the alpha. So she's always in guard mode, watching out the front window. I did spill one. There's one right here. Set it to the side. I'll put it away later. She's the alpha. The protector of the realm. Oh, I hear her shaking. No, don't wake up. Lie down, Lily. But she's a good girl. Other than when she's barking at the mailman and trucks and people walking down the street. Oh. Lie down, Lily. And she's trying to figure out where she wants to lay down. Oh, she went on the back side of the sofa. Okay. I know I shouldn't let them do that because they're just gonna put a frickin' dog indentation in the cushion, but I guess it doesn't really matter. I don't want to keep the sofa anyway, eventually. I mean, sofas these days, they only last like, I don't know, 2-3 years unless you get a much more expensive one, and they can certainly get expensive. Cushion starts sagging and whatnot. It's like cheap stuff. And I'm trying to think, once I get to the point of getting rid of the sofa, what I want to do. Probably something different. Because we kind of have like a kind of U shape that we actually like kind of modified to be like an L shape. But I'm kind of thinking maybe just do a couple of recliners and a little love seat in between or something. I mean, it's not like we have visitors. We don't do entertaining long past that. I don't even know if I would have the energy to do like a big party. Ugh. So maybe just 2 nice recliners, a little love seat. I guess a love seat can be for the dogs. the dog love seat. Man, I miss my office so bad. I just want to go in there and spend time in there. It's so peaceful, and just the way it's kind of the way I decorated it is just real chill and kind of like that boho hippie eclectic. But I'm sacrificing myself for the good of puppy training, puppy potty training. But I will say it is nice to diamond paint because I was missing it. I hadn't really been doing that much because everything's in the office, right? But the Seraphina is small enough where I can, it doesn't have, 200 colors, 8 grilling drills, and a big canvas. So it's much more manageable to bring it out here to work on it. Because yesterday, after I did my cross stitching, my early morning cross stitching, I colored the rest of the day. So that was fun. But I still, what's going on here? Miss my diamond painting. Oh, we managed to go almost 25 minutes. Not bad. You're still quiet. Alright, so after I do the Seraphina, I'm going to attack the Aquarius diamond painting hardcore. Try and get that finished. And then I can move on to Bubble Wall. So we've got V, L. These are like little mini T's. So I did not watch the Oscars. I stopped watching that junk. Not interested. I just don't care. I didn't see any of the movies that were being nominated anyway. Get that out of the way. Let's see. Let's do this one. Anyhow, those people, they get on my nerves. They're so narcissistic. Or they seem to be. I'll put it that way. I'll try and be fair. It's so funny, like I'll start working over here, let's say, and then I get like distracted. And I start, oh, let me work over here, and then I don't finish this one over here. Duh. Because usually if there's a color in one area, I try and like do them all, and then I'll move. If I see it in another area, then I'll do that area, and that way there's less chance of missing one. But sometimes I get distracted. I'm like, and then I miss them and I have to go back. Irritating. It's like, pay attention. But we'll just chill here for a bit, see how far I can go before chaos breaks out. And hopefully you've been doing some good diamond painting, good crafting, whether it be coloring or knitting, crocheting. Now, I haven't crocheted in forever. Really need to, I think what I'm going to do is pull out all the unfinished projects I have, decide if I'm going to finish them or not, and most of them are Afghans or little like lap blankets, little throws, and I already have several of those some that I made. I have one that's a fairy, that's an Amy Brown fairy. I have that blanket. It's not like a full-size blanket, but it's a little blanket for like when you're on the couch. And I have my Mandala Madness by Helen Shrimpton. That's the big ones hanging on the back of my chair in my office. Then I've got one called the Cosmic Cail, which is a crochet along. That one's blue. My husband uses that one. And then I've got another one called, I think, Sacred Heart. That one's done. That's for like out in the sunroom. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm working on maybe like 3 or 4 other ones, maybe more. Maybe like 3 or 4. I think I was going to make one for my son, which I haven't gotten back to because it's painful. And then one for the master bedroom bed, which was going to be small little squares, so not super small, but maybe like 16 by 12 squares sewn together. I haven't gotten back to that one. And then I've got like 3 or 4 or 5 other little blankets that I've been working on, because I was like real hardcore into that for a while. And I still love crocheting. I just haven't have the crochet mojo going on at the moment. I was thinking of making like some beanies and like a little crochet skirt. Like, I don't feel like doing that. So I will probably go through like the yarn and the projects, match up which yarn I had for which project, decide which ones I'm going to keep working on and finish, because there are a couple that I like, modify any other ones I need to modify. Like maybe instead of making it a full-size Afghan, I would just make it a lap blanket, whatever. And then just maybe keep like some white yarn, some basics, some of the nicer yarn that I have, the stuff that I ordered from Wool Warehouse out in the UK. Keep those and get rid of everything else in my decluttering thing that I'm going through. So we're waiting for just slightly warmer weather and have a yard sale, probably on a Saturday. We've had a couple. And get rid of, can you get out of there? I hate when they stick to the tray. I probably can clean it with something. I think it's what I see people do, a dryer sheet. I'll get around to it. Come here. Okay, what should I do next? Got some L. I don't think there are that many. I see I missed one of the... I missed one of the 550s. I'm gonna see it. Right there. Okay, put that one back. Okay, so I don't think there's this many. This is 838. And there aren't that many that I can tell. It's like a brown chocolate ice cream color. Milk chocolate. It's more down here. But I'm not working on that section. I'm just gonna try and snag a few. Goodness. Okay, let's kind of scan up this way. I don't think there is really anything up this way. I mean, her arm is not brown, it's white. Okay, I think that's it. That's why I didn't like put them in the tray. There were just a few. Okay, so what's this here? This is 436. Kind of orangey. I was talking with my brother again about moving, but I just don't know. I mean, when you're married, I mean, I suppose just one of you can want to move, but if the other one doesn't want to move or can't decide, you're not going to go anywhere. Yeah, I don't mind moving. It would be a real bear to pack everything up. Oh my god, all my yarn, my diamond paintings, all the drills, all the color pencils, all the art supplies, all the photos, the paintings that are all over the walls. Because of course after my mom passed away, I got all her paintings, or most of them. I took most of them, and the siblings got a few. But yeah, and then I think my husband's gonna sell his two indoor fish tanks that he's got. He's got the one in the other bedroom, this other small bedroom. He's got 3 Oscars in there. He's gonna sell that tank, and then the big 125-gallon tank. Get rid of that. So that's one less headache, but there's no way he would ever get rid of the koi that are out in the pond, out in the backyard. So I would have to figure out, like, how do you move fish between states? Because I doubt we would stay in Texas. We might find something in East Texas, maybe. But I was seeing that there's some relatively inexpensive lakefront lots out in Tennessee, Alabama, over that direction. Not that I'm a real big fan of living in the South, but it gets muggy. But if we're on the lake, That might, you know, be worth it. Looking for any more of this color. The thing about moving that I told my husband, I was like, dude, if we're gonna do this, we better do it like relatively quickly before we're too old to do it. You know what I mean? Like before, I mean, it's physically taxing, and even though we probably could pay somebody to move like all the furniture and stuff, I mean, I don't know, we might still do that, but you know, just packing, we would take our appliances because they're brand new. I miss one. How could I miss one? It would just be a lot of work. I mean, we've been here over 10 years, and you just know how it goes. You just accumulate crap as time goes on. And then what, right? Then what do you do with it? So there would be a big, which one's this one? A big going through everything, and you know, it's like, do we use this? If we don't, are we gonna use it? Probably not. Get rid of it. A lot of that. So like, you know, everybody's got their junk drawer. You have like, especially like out in the garage, there's like little screws and, you know, bolts and really small little plumbing pieces and just stuff from furniture that you built over the years. Little, that's my phone, little Allen wrenches, and just, you know, all that stuff that just accumulates over time, and you know, all that's got to go. I'm not gonna move it with me. So yeah, you know, of course I'm here all day long, and so I have the time to do the packing and going through things. But you know, my husband's like, if you throw something away and 2 months later he's looking for it, what happened to it? I'm like, well, it was broken, and so I threw it away. Well, I'm like, oh my gosh. Or like something's in the refrigerator, and it expires, and he's looking for it, and I'm like, dude, I threw it away. It's expired. Oh, did you put more on the list? Yes. So I created a, I got a whiteboard. Well, it's a combination of a whiteboard and a bulletin board. This one didn't come out. Get out of there. And that's where I keep like all the little family communication stuff, even though the family is him and I, right? But like doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, all that kind of stuff is on that. So I've got the calendar, I've got the list of the bills and when they're due, just stuff like that. So I call it the communications center. It's fancy schmancy, but it's nothing really actually fancy. But getting him into the habit of going over there to look. And so like on the whiteboard, when we run out of things, we'll write it on there. So let's say I run out of dryer sheets, I'll put, you know, dryer sheets on there. So I try to remember when I throw something out that's expired to write it up there on the communication board. I usually remember, but there have been a few times I didn't remember to do it. And then he'll be like, did you write it on there? I don't see it on here. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. And he just looks at me. I'm like, okay, I'm not perfect. You know that. I know that. Just get over it. It'll be fine. Write it on the list. We'll go from there. It's hilarious. But we never, like, we don't ever fight. Like, we would never fight about something that petty, that trivial. Like, he's not going to yell at me, you forgot to put it on there. And I'm like, you know, like, we just don't do that. It's just like kind of little digs at each other that we both understand mean nothing. And, I mean, you know, we appreciate each other's good points so much that those little things are just insignificant in the grand scheme of things. I mean, you know, you think of the stereotype of men who, like, throw their clothes on the floor. Well, my husband's never done that. And so that good point of his just makes me appreciate him so, you know, so much that forgetting to write something or, you know, whatever, some little thing, I don't even, you know, care, right? We just don't worry about it. And anyhow, how could I get mad at somebody who buys me flowers out of the blue? So I'm not going to really get upset about it. But I will tease him on some things he forgets. So, like, he forgot his toolbox keys. Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. He just rolled on out of here. Because he takes, you know, different vehicles to work depending on his mood. Rolled on out of here and forgot his toolbox keys. Had to come back. Like, really? He's done that a few times, so I have to tease him about it. I'm like, honey, are you losing your mind? Are you getting dementia? I think one morning, well, it's been like a couple mornings, he's forgotten his phone. One time he forgot his phone at work and came home. Had to drive back to work and get his phone. And just like little things like that. But we're both going through that in our decrepitude. Like that word decrepitude. As we age, we just tease each other about it. I mean, you're either going to laugh about it or you're going to cry or you're going to be mad about getting old. Like, you get old just when you're, like, happy and content and set up. You got your house. You're retired. Everything's, you know, cool. You're self-aware. You know yourself and you're happy with who you are. And you're not, like, floundering in depression or anything. Or self-hate or anything like that. And then, like, your body just, like, says, hold my beer. I'm like, thanks. Okay, I think I got all of those. That was 38, 37. Anyhow, I did see that John Cena thing on the Oscars, and I just rolled my eyes back so far in my head I thought I was gonna, like, go blind. I was like, really? Can't they come up with something better? Yeah. It wasn't funny. It wasn't cute. It wasn't innovative. It was just silly. Okay, so since I have the upper part of the canvas is that way, and the symbols are, you know, this way, whatever. Make sure I'm doing, like, looking at it from the right angle. Okay, this arrow is going this way. So probably after I'm done doing this, which I'm enjoying, I hope you enjoy, either if you're lurking or come back later to watch and listen to me ramble. Hope you're enjoying. Be sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. I've got some coloring streams in mind. And some more diamond painting, of course. Hey, get off the drill. Some floss tube videos as I cross stitch my way through some fairly large projects. I finally made it to 2.8. I think it's 2.8% on Once Upon a Fairy Tale. That's over 11,000 stitches. So I'm making progress very slowly. I try and get at least a couple hundred stitches done every day, because if I don't, I'll never finish it. I will die before that thing gets finished, and I want to finish it. So the thing about these crafts is, so let's say like diamond painting. You can only diamond paint for so long. You know, you've got to get up, you've got to stretch, your hand starts getting tired. Not that you're like pressing down hard or anything, but you know, your hand gets tired. And you can't really like do it all day. I mean, that you could, but you would regret it the next day. Your back would hurt, your wrist, and so forth. And the same is true for cross stitch. You know, doing the same repetitive movement with the needle and leaning over and straining your eyes. Is that the one I was just doing? No. Maybe. Yes. So I missed some up here of that. Let me find it. I mean, even like crocheting is probably not good to do all day. Same, you know, there's kind of like, I guess, repetitive motion things, activities, crochet, diamond painting, cross stitch, even coloring. After a while, you know, you're moving your wrist, moving, coloring. You know, different tensions as you control, and you're, you know, using those hand muscles and wrist muscles, forearm muscles, and so forth. And after a while, you would just probably be like, okay, I'm done coloring. I can't color anymore. So one of the reasons why some of these projects take me longer is because of that. So I alternate, and thank goodness there are alternatives. So when I'm, you know, getting sore of cross stitching, I can just go diamond paint, or I can go color. Oh, that's a reject. No. Don't get stuck in there. So yeah, so I like being able to alternate. Alright, let's see here. The sun's coming through the clouds a little bit. Kind of like hazy. But after this, I'll probably color. I'll take the DOGS's OUT. I can't really do anything in the back. I haven't bought my plants yet. I mean, it got down to like 40 degrees the other night, so it's still a little early. I know I saw some other people already putting stuff out, but I'm gonna wait just a little bit longer. Okay, so that one is this. 23. I'm done with this. I might diamond paint a little bit more. Maybe like another hour after I'm done streaming. Might even like maybe try and just finish this section here. Okay, that looks pretty good. So we got number 1. I think after this one I'll stop because I'm kind of worried that the DOGSs will start waking up. Now that it's, you know, the sky is getting lighter and it feels more like daytime. So this is an AB, kind of like a lime green. Yeah, I feel the sun. I want to go to the beach. I told my husband, it's like, we're going to take a trip to the beach before I lose my mind. It's been a while since we went to the beach. One year we drove down through like Beaumont, went to Lake Charles in Louisiana, which wasn't really, I don't really consider that going to the beach. Apologies to anybody who lives on that side of the Gulf, but yeah, I'm talking about beach like Destin, Florida, the Atlantic, not the Gulf really, the Caribbean. I mean, I'd love to go to Puerto Rico. Oh, that'd be awesome. Go eat some good food, listen to some good music, do some dancing with my hubby. Salsa. Go down to La Parguera. It's a southwestern corner of Puerto Rico where they have the phosphorescent bay. Really super pretty down there. I might like do these right here that are kind of underneath this next section. But we would have to put the dogs in a kennel for that trip. They would hate that so bad. They would miss us so much. Oof. We're all like bonded to each other now. Okay. You see the sun coming in. Can you see the sun coming in? Got brighter. Shining in my eyes. Lovely. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. We've been going about 53 minutes. I'm going to stop here. See something here. Still says the stream quality is good, so it better have recorded properly, or I'm going to like start going ballistic on OBS. So I'll go ahead and put those away. And I'm going to take this release sheet, and what I do is I just put it over here and see if I can kind of stick it back down. But then what I'll do is, you know, like put something over it, keep it holding down, just so dust and hairs and, you know, pet hairs and stuff don't get on this section. So this is my little thing that I made. And so, you know, the little tool that the phone company gives you, like T-Mobile, the cell phone company, to get your SIM card or whatever out. So I put this little thing together, and it's for so like taking your old wax out. This is perfect. Just digs like right down in there and just pulls it out. So I figured I would just kind of like decorate it a little bit, some little beads and baubles. So getting creative with diamond painting. So okay, the dogs stayed quiet. We were lucky. We lucked out. The diamond painting streaming gods are with us this morning, and I hope you have a great day. Enjoy, be kind, make the world a better place, and I will see you next time.